Um, Good day once again. Welcome to programming using C++. We are having the chapter 3, and under this chapter 3 we're talking about C++ operators. The instructor is J. Anang, and I welcome you all. This program is being supported by ProTechAfrica, and then I advise that you can also follow our Facebook and Instagram pages, and you can also like our videos, share, and then we can also visit us on our website www.protechafrica, and then you can send me a personal email, and that is gtanan8081 at gmail.com or anan5054 at gmail.com. My WhatsApp number is also there. You can call me, you can WhatsApp me, and then we can talk about the aspect of technology and what technology is giving us. So let's go back to C++ program where we are talking about operators. So let's go on C++ programming operators. Operators are used to perform operations on variables and values. So the operations is being worked on either variables by variables or maybe values and values or variables and values. We can perform a lot of operations on them, and let's look at some of the aspects of operations that needs to be considered. Although the plus operator is used to add together two values, it can also be used to add together a variable and a value, or a variable and another variable. C++ um, divide the operations into the following groups. But before we come to that, for any particular operation at all, addition operations we need to perform, or any mathematical operations we need to perform, we can perform the operations using variables. Okay, so if you use variables throughout, let's say num1 plus num2 is going to work. I mean, it's going to do the addition successfully. Or maybe we can write num1 plus 15, meaning that this is a variable called num1, and then we are adding a value to that. It can also work perfectly. That explains the statement we have written over here, that I mean, we can add two variables, or we can add a variable and a value, and that would work perfectly. So now let's consider the aspects of operators that we have. We have the arithmetic operators, we have the assignment operators, the comparison operators, and then the logical operators, and then the bitwise operators. So let's pick it one after the other. It says that arithmetic operators are used to perform common mathematical operations. So over here we have the operator, the name, the description, and then an example of that. We have the addition sign. Addition, the name is addition, adds together two values. Example, we have x plus y, meaning that we can add more than two values. I mean, two x plus y plus z, x plus y plus z plus h plus 10. We can add all those values, and then it can generate the desired results for us. We also have the subtraction, subtract one value from another. And then we have the example as x minus y. X minus y. We have the multiplication. Multiplication multiplies two values, x times y. Division, um, divides one value by another, x divided by y. We have the modulus, and then returns the division remainder. So after we have made the division, the remainder of that is modulus. If there is no remainder, the modulus is zero. So take note of that. And then we also have the incremental, or the increment, that is increases the value of a variable by one. So if we have x plus x, it means that the value of x has been increased by one. So if x is 5, and then I write x plus x, it means the new value of x will no longer be 5, but it will be 6. Why? Because I've added one more value to that. And then we also have the decrement, decreases the value of a variable by 1. So if I have minus x, okay, and then x is 20, what is going to be my new value of x? My new value of x is going to be 19. Why? Because I have decremented it by what? By 1. So that explains the arithmetic operations. Now let's consider a few examples of codes that may come under the arithmetic operations. We have the first one. We have the include stream using namespace std. We have our int main, and then we have cout. and then we use the double less than sign, and then 10 plus 25 minus 12, and then we end it, and then we return 0. So what is going to be the computations of this? The computations of that would be the output that will be displayed for us as we compile this program. Now let's look at this example. Include our stream using namespace std double num1 equals 3.14, num2 equals 10.2. Now over here we have declared a variable called num1 and num2, and they are of the type double. So get note of that we have declared, and then we have initialized num1 and num2 with what? With values. That is 3.14 and then 10.2 respectively, meaning that num1 is 3.14 and then num2 is 10.2. Now let's come to our int main method, where we have what? Int x equals 5 and then plus x. So if I output the value of x, what will be displayed? Remember the incremental model, meaning that we increase the value of x by what? By 1. And then now let's see the results. Results is equal to num1 plus num2. I want us to explain this. We have num1, which is a variable, plus num2, which is also another variable. And then the results of this variable is what will be displayed for us. And then we have the value of x is, and then over here we have already incremented the value of x by 1. So what will be the results here? Now let's consider the third statement here, where we have the one in gold. We have include our stream using namespace std. We have int x equals 30, y equals what? 25. We have declared some variables of the type integer, and they are x and y as the variable names. And we have initialized the value of x and y with what? 30 and 25 respectively. We have also declared that is some variables, but we have not initialized them. So we have int sum, product, div, remainder, remain, and div. And over here, there is no value assigned to any of them. But when we come into our main method, we have defined the expressions of the variables that we have created. That is sum, product, div, remain, and then div. So over here, sum is equal to x plus y, product is equal to x times y, div is equal to x minus y, remain is equal to x modulo y, and then div is equal to x divided by y. Now we output the results of sum, product, div, remain, and then div. So what are we going to get from the results? Copy these codes, write the same code into your div C++ program. Let's see the result or the outcome of these results. What are we doing over here? We have declared two variables, x and y, as 30 and 25 respectively. We have also declared some variables, sum, product, div, remain, and div. We have performed some additions, multiplications, subtractions, modulos, and divisions, and we are calling those variables over here. So run this same code. If you have any error, call me on that. Let's rectify the error, but I'll show you that at least this code should work if you are using the dev C++. So now let's move on to the next thing. So this has to do with the arithmetic operations. Now let's come to assignment operator. Assignment operators are used to assign values to variables. So assignment operators. Now let's look at the first assignment operator. It is equal to. So over here, x is equal to 10, meaning that we are assigning the value of x, or we are assigning 10 to the variable x. So over here we have plus equal to. What does plus equal to means? Let's give an example over here. We have what? X plus equal to 13. What does that mean? The expression means that x is equal to x plus 13, meaning that we are adding 13 to the value of what? X. So if x is 10, and now we are saying that x is equal to x plus 13, it means that then x is going to be what? 10 plus 13, which is going to give us 23. Okay, so that explains that. The same thing applies over here for all of the statements that we have here, where we have the minus equal to. What is minus equal to? X minus equal to 13. It means that x is equal to x minus 13. We have multiplication equal to x multiplication equal to 5. What does that mean? It means x is equal to x times 5. And then we have the division equal to, meaning that x divided equal to 9. It means x is equal to x divided by 9. We have modulo equal to. So what does that expression also means? And so on. So I mean, go through these ones, try to practically use some of them. And if you have any challenge whatsoever, you can get back to me, or maybe we can discuss it and all that. And I hope it will give us a better understanding of what we are doing with respect to C++ programming. So now let's continue. And then let's look at some few codes over here. We have float x, y, meaning that we have declared a variable x and y, and they have the data type float. Now over here, see out. Please enter a starting value. And then what does this backslash n means? It means new line. So let's take note of that. Backslash n means new line, meaning that it will go to a new line and then the statement will be printed. And then we have C in X. It means that whatever value you enter as the starting value, it will be assigned to the variable X. That's the aspect of C in X. Now let's say C out and then backslash N2. This one also means that new line. And then please enter the increment value C in Y. Okay, so that explains that. So we have C in Y. C in Y, and then it means that the second value you enter would also be stored in the variable X. So now let's look at this statement. X plus equal to Y. What does that statement mean? We have already explained that. So it means that X is equal to X plus Y. And then the result of X is, and then output of X. So what does this statement mean? Let's go back to that and get a better understanding about it. It means that x is equal to x plus y. Okay, so that is that. So the two values you enter over here, I mean, the calculations of that will be displayed over here. Now let's look at the second example where we have include our stream using namespace std. We have int main x is equal to 5, y is equal to 12, and z is equal to 20, v is equal to 24. We have y modulo equals 7. What does that mean? It means y is equal to y modulo 7. And then we also have what? X plus equal to y. What does that mean? It means x is equal to x plus y. We have z minus equal to v. What does that mean? It means z is equal to z minus v. We have v multiplication equal to 2. What does that mean? It means v is equal to v times 2. Okay, so the results, the output will be displayed here. See out. The result of y is, the result of x is, and then the result of v is, and then the result of, oh, over here is supposed to be z. There is an error over here. So I played with you, try to correct it in typing this same code and then get the output, and let's see what goes on with that. Now let's look at the comparison operators. Comparison operators are used to compare two values. So we compare the two values and then we see whether the expression is true or false. So we have the double equal to sign, meaning that x equal y. It means that the value of x should be exactly be the value of y. So that is that. That is different from the assignment operator, and that is also different from overriding an existing value. So let's get the difference on that. And then we have the not equal to, meaning that x is not equal to y. We have the greater than x is greater than y. We have the less than x is less than y. Greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, and then those are the statements we have. There are other examples that we might be writing, not now, maybe in the incoming chapters, we would work on some few issues where we have to compare some expressions and values to find out whether the statement is true. If the statement is true, there's an output that needs to be generated. If the statement is false, there's an output that needs to be generated. So now let's look at this comparison. 5 greater than or equal to 6. Is this statement true? This statement is false. This statement is false. This statement is false. So, I mean, we have the results as false. And then we have 1.7 less than or less than 1.8. And that is true. We have 2 plus 4, which is 6, which is equal to 5. Is that statement true? No. And then we have 2 times 4, which is 8, not equal to 7. And that statement is true because 8 is not equal to 7. So now let's look at this simple example. We have include our stream using namespace std. We have the int main. We have int x equals 10, int y equals y. See out. X is greater than y. Is that statement true? If that statement is true, we have an output that will be displayed here. It says return 1 into bracket true because 10 is higher than what? 9. And then we have our return 0. Write this code, try to look at the aspect of the comparison operator and then see how well it works. Now we also have the logical operators are used to determine the logic between variables and values. So we have the double ampersand, and then over here, what does that statement mean? It means logical end, and then it says returns true if both statements are true. So over here, x is less than 15 and x is less than 30. You can see that both statements are true. So over here, the results will be true. And then we have the logical or. We say that return true if one of the statement is true. X is less than 15 or x is less than 40. Both statements are true. Over here, we only need one statement to be true for the results to be displayed as true. If both statements are false, the result becomes what? False. Now, over here, we have the logical not. Reverses the results, return false if the result is true. So over here, we have not, and then we have the expression. So x less than 50, and then x less than 100. Both statements are true. But because it is having the not, it will return the opposite of that, which is what? False. Now, I use these examples. X equals 10, x equals 15, x equals 75. Sorry, x, the second one, x equals 45. And then the third one, x equals 75. And then I use that to test all these three expressions. And then I've written the results for only one. I wish you could also write the two other results and then at the comment section, and then let's see how true, I mean, as to whether you really understand what we are talking about with respect to logical operators. So 10 less than 15 is true, and 10 less than 30 is true, so the results will be true. Now 10 less than 50 or 10 less than 40, that is also true. Over here, we only need one of the statements to be true. Over here, we have 10 less than 50 and 10 less than 100. It's true, but because of the not over here, our results will be false. So that explains that. Now let's look at some few assignments that we have for ourselves. Over here, we say that the integer variable x contains the number 7. Calculate the value of the following logical expression. We have x less than 10 and x greater than -1. Find out if the statement is true or if both statements are true. And we are over here, we are using the logical end. And then over here, we are also using the logical end over here, that is not x and x greater than or equal to 3. So find out the expression. Over here, both statements, because of the logical end, both statements must be true before you enter the word true. And then over here, we have x plus plus equals to 8 or x equals to 7. So how true is this statement? Now get to know the difference between plus plus x and then x plus plus. There is a slight difference on that. I won't tell you now. I just want you to make more research about it and then get back to me on that. And then that will also beautify, I mean, what we are studying with respect to C++ operators. And now let's look at the second question. What values do the following arithmetic operations have? So what will be the results? Or what's going to be the outcome of all these statements that we have? A, 3 divided by 10. What is going to be the output? Now B, 11 modulo 4 or 11 mod 4. What is going to be the output? And then 15 divided by 2.0. And then D, 3 plus 4 modulo 5. E, 3 times 7 modulo 4. And then F, 7 modulo 4 times 3. I mean, work out on all these things and then come with your results, display your results. Let's learn, put it on the comment side. Let me comment on it. Let me see how best we are all learning. And I pray that God will give us a better understanding over these things. Write your comments, your challenges about this video. I just said that this video is being supported by ProTech Africa. Follow our page, follow us on Instagram, like our YouTube page, share with your friends who are studying C++ at the university and all that. Let them get the basic concept that comes with C++ and let's learn for the fun of it. And may the good Lord help us. My email is there, my contact number is there. It's a WhatsApp line, it's also a mobile line. You can send me something whatsoever just to support the cause that we are running over here. God bless you, and I wish you all the very best. Okay, so the instructor is J.A. Anang, and then programming using C++. Thanks very much. Share your comments, share your thoughts about what I have explained, and then get back to me and let's get rolling with programming using C++. Have a good day.